Well, very welcome to this Shelter in Love series. So this is almost now we're a week into it. And just so you, all of you who are joining, especially for those of you joining for the very first time, I want you to understand that this is a forum that you all have requested. It's an idea of coming together, giving ourselves some support. It's a forum where we are talking about the spiritual undertones behind the obvious pandemic, the medical crisis that we are facing outside, and really to talk about matters that are at the heart of healing humanity. So I want to just tell you quickly about Ruchika, who we have here, just a wonderful human being, kindred spirit, soul sister of mine, right here, so living also in the San Francisco Bay Area. So Ruchika and I hosted something called the Heartful Lunch Conversation for Leaders a few months ago. So this is a forum that I've been doing for a couple of years. The idea is that we want to foster compassion and purposeful living amongst leaders here in the Bay Area, and I guess across the world, but we're physically here. So I've been doing it here. And Ruchika co-hosted this with me at the Google headquarters in Mountain View. And then COVID-19 happened. We were going to continue doing those things. And then, with this lockdown, the shelter in place orders, we said, what are we going to do? And so then Ruchika reached out and said, hey, Jay, why don't you start a forum where we're going to, we can do something online. And here we go. Here it is. So this is a manifestation amongst other friends. Thank you, Ruch, for being the one that kind of prodded me to get this thing going. And, I've just finished a 15-day series called Living Well. And now we're, like I said, about a week or more than that into this Shelter in Love series. So Ruchika, thank you so much for being here. First of all, why don't you share what is it that you do? You have a very unique role at Google.
Yes, thank you, Jay. It's so kind of you, first of all, to be offering these meditation series and conversation series to people. I'm seeing a big need of it in our organization, and it's so great that we're able to provide that for our friends and family members and colleagues outside as well. I'm grateful to be here with you today to support this series. As you ask what my role is, I've been at Google for 14 years. And this was not my primary role when I joined, but for the last 6 years, I've had the good luck of providing meditation and mindfulness and well-being programs to our employees. There are 120,000 people at Google now. And I am part of a very bigger wellness initiative at Google. And my focus is to provide learning opportunities to Googlers to raise their self-awareness so that they are able to pay more attention, make conscious choices about how they want to live their life, how they want to, come to work, show up as colleagues, as leaders. And also, we do that through a really great community of Googlers. We have about more than 300 Googlers who are involved in providing these services and teachings to other Googlers. This is like, we call it a G2G model, Googler to Googler model. So my role basically encompasses setting out a strategy, working with our stakeholders in the wellness area on what these offerings would look like and how are we going to provide these offerings to Googlers all around the world. So we do that through 3 main programs. One is Search Inside Yourself, which was created at Google, but is also available to people outside of Google now. Thanks to Search Inside Yourself Leadership Institute for taking it on. And then we have another program called G-Pause, which enables people to practice what we teach them through the Search Inside Yourself program. Or if they have taken an external program, they're able to come to G-Pause and put those skills into practice. And finally, we also have a program called Fundamentals of Mindfulness, which is a shorter program, and teams can take it together, or groups of Googlers can come together and teach each other that program. So I basically manage the infrastructure, the social and the physical infrastructure of those programs at Google.
Fabulous. You're doing some pretty incredible work for such a large organization. I just remember that this almost didn't even exist, I think, I just remember like 99 is probably when it just started going, and from there to 100,000 people, and clearly a company that's sitting in the middle of how we communicate, how we learn. Oh my God, I mean, just the technology in which we connect with each other. You guys are, your company is sitting at the, at the very backbone of all of that. Now, being a technology company, what you're doing is clearly remarkable and off the charts in some sense. Now, I know that this is a company that delves a lot into metrics and measurement and so on. Now, spirituality, mindfulness, all the stuff that, the wellness programs, as useful as they are, has been proposed by sages and saints and, all the leaders of the world from millennia, as far back in history as we can go. Putting that in the context of a technology company, which is very much results oriented, how do you guys measure the effectiveness of these programs?
Yes, I get that question a lot. And honestly, my North Star of measurement is the demand for the program, right, Jay? I came into this role 6 years ago because the demand for Search Inside Yourself program had increased so much that we were not able to meet through just the very rudimentary ways we were providing that program through. Uh, so a lot of Googlers want to take this program, and they like what they see, what they experience, the transformation it brings into their life, and then they go talk to their peers about it. And then we have an internal system where people can express interest that they want to take this program. And up until last year, we've had like thousands of people waiting to get into Search Inside Yourself or to participate in GPAUS and Fundamentals of Mindfulness program. So that's a really important signal for an organization on what are the needs that the employees have and what is working for them. Having said that, once we provide the program and we enable an infrastructure around it, it's important to measure how is it working out? Are people liking the content? What's sitting with them? What is not sitting with them? As you know, Google is a technology company. We have a lot of engineers and, very left-brain people at the company. And I really appreciate that they question everything. What's the science behind it? What's the efficacy behind it? We leverage a lot of external science around it. We have great pioneers in the United States and all over the world doing amazing research. So we bring that into making a business case for providing and expanding these programs. And when we do deliver these programs at Google, we do, just the standard measurement around the effectiveness of this program. Like, are people finding it valuable? Are they able to apply the learnings that they've had in the program into their life, into their work settings? How is it helping them be a better leader? How is it helping them be an owner of Google's culture of inclusiveness, of care for each other, of psychological safety? So we measure all of those things. And also we measure like the long-term impact of it. Like, in 30 days, are you able to retain the impact? Now, mind you, like, as a practitioner, that meditation and mindfulness only works if you practice it, right? So that's why we've created GPAUS for people to go and practice. And we provide free subscription to Headspace app for Googlers also to take part in. And people who are able to keep the practice in a community or individually are able to reap better benefits of it. So those are some of the ways we actually do the measurement around it. And top of mind is that we also want to make these programs very inclusive and equitable for everyone to attend. So we pay a lot of attention to making these offerings very, very secular in nature. As you said, that this is not new. The knowledge, the wisdom, the information, the practices have existed for, I don't know, thousands of years, right? But we all come, Google and this whole world is a melting pot. So just really being mindful of creating a space where everyone feels safe, to come in and practice something which is very secular and neutral in nature is a top priority for us. And, that's one of the things that me and my team help, govern, that we're not kind of going too esoteric around these practices as well. So those were some of the ways. I know I don't, multiple things, external, internal, long-term impact. We're measuring a lot of things.
That's absolutely tremendous. I mean, this, I guess, is irrefutable. The impact, like you said, if people are lining up and there's a waiting list to a mindfulness program, gosh, I mean, that's a very, very positive sign right there. So I know this. So your company is ranked for number of years, as far as at least 10 years I can think of, as one of the best places in the world to work. And we have this very new environment, lockdown, shelter in place, that has been added on top of existing pressures that are already there in society, whether it's, the amount of work that was expected, isolation, just loneliness. This is a pandemic that's been slowly growing, but has been amplified because of this. I'm curious that if you're able, if you're seeing any impact of that in your community. And when I say community, it could be people, your workplace, your neighbors. I don't know. So what is the impact you're seeing of this new layer that's been added to our lives?
Yes. So when I talk about community, it's the community of humanity, right? We are all human beings first, and then, we belong to a workplace or to a country or a city. And as humans, we all face complexity at the same place in our body, in our mind, in our environment. And, Google, me, you, anybody on this call is not immune to it, right? So there are some days when we are feeling very resilient. We can, power through everything that comes in our way. And some days we're all feeling very depleted, lonely, isolated, and everyone is really trying to build up on the endurance, on our inner capabilities to get through this time. So what I'm observing, and this is more of a general observation, through my family, friends, and my colleagues, and even doing this work in the official capacity at Google, people are facing it differently, though. There are um, parents like me, we're at home. Now I am, responsible for my work. I'm supposed to lead all of these initiatives because my colleagues need it the most right now. And at the same time, me and my husband, we're trying to figure out how do we continue being good parents and not put our kids on screen all the time and spend quality time, and now also be the head chefs and open a restaurant at home and feed them 3 meals. I have a teenager at home and a 5-year-old, and they're constantly hungry, not just for food, but for attention, right? Teenager less so, she would like to be alone most of the time or left alone. But my son barges into my room when I'm having meetings. I'm surprised he hasn't done that right now. And just really opening up the space for this new normal has been so freeing, so relieving. And I'm seeing that, in my community at work also. My colleagues, kids who are older than my son, they're reading to him every once a week. So there's this guy, Jacob, one of my friends' son, and that's part of his Wednesday morning that he will read to Nikhil every morning. And that's been just so heartening to see these opportunities of connection and seeing beyond, like, what team do you belong to? What role do you do? And should we be collaborating right now? We're all collaborating on humanity right now, and on just managing this complexity. And just to kind of extend that, and then there are some people who are away from their family roots. They're not with their family members, and they relocated to do their job, and they're not able to go back home. So loneliness and isolation is surrounding them. And having there's one of our leader actually said this the other day. He said social distancing does not equal to like being lonely. Actually, we need to distantly socialize, and you're enabling that right now for us as well. So we're doing a lot of that at Google. We've created GPOS communities of practice. A lot of our volunteers are hosting daily meditation practices and opening up connection opportunities the way you've been doing on these calls, to connect with each other, to ask questions, to really relate to each other. And then the third category of people that I'm also, interfacing with is like people who are either suffering through the coronavirus disease, either directly themselves or have loved ones who've been affected, or have loved ones working as first responders, or even like people who are working in the mainstream grocery stores, like going, and we're able to like stay home and stay in these four walls and protect ourselves. But the complexity is very different, but the felt sense of that complexity, how we feel the uncertainty and the anxiety around it, is the same. And I think we all need practices and tools and connection and support in these times more than ever. And I'm really seeing the world is showing up for it. We just need to be open to receive it as well.
Yeah, no, beautifully said. Absolutely. I completely agree that we are, of all the things that you shared, there's so many beautiful things. The one that really touched my heart was the kids, your colleagues' kids getting online and reading stories to your kids. I mean, you talked about earlier G to G. Now this is GK to GK, Google Kids to Google Kids. I mean, this is incredible, so there's so much room for human creativity. And sometimes necessity becomes a mother of this innovation and, this new possibilities of how we can thrive. Now, I'm curious, really. Okay, so there's all this happening while we are sheltered. We're doing this wonderful conversations. In your opinion, personally, how do you think the world will be different, if at all, after this lockdown is lifted?
Yeah. I have two minds for that. One is, honestly, I'm um, being an introvert myself, and really enjoying the silence and the solitude that this situation has created. I do enjoy it. I will just share it. It's brought me closer to what's the real purpose of life, bringing me more closer to my family. And wow, what an honor to cook for them every day as compared to just bringing in restaurant food. One part of me says like, wow, what a gift. And we need to really like embrace this gift, and continue uh, owning this as we come out of the lockdown, which surely we will all do, right? We've had several challenges, big challenges in our lifetimes, and we've come through that, and we will come through this one too. And the other part of it is like, when the lockdown goes away, are we just going to become those you know, nervous monkey human beings again, and just go back to like catch the bus to go to work and the traffic and all of those things? I'm really hoping. I don't know what it would look like, Jay. I don't have the answer for it, but I'm trying to just embrace the learnings we've had and really carry that forward for the rest of my life, for not just myself, but for my family too. And my honest invitation is for all of us to really reflect and just write down like the three things that you valued the most for yourself, for your family, for your community, for this planet. And then just, put that post-it somewhere in your house, like on your fridge or on the bathroom mirror, and continue staying reminded about the gift of this time, and take it further with you. And that's how we're all going to become better humans, and we'll make a better planet. Um, Better environment for all of us and our future generations to thrive as well.
Amen. Oh my God, that is so well said. And I think you spoke what's inside each of our hearts, whether we've been able to eloquently describe it the way you have or not. You speak for all of us. I think we all are feeling the same thing. This is what it means to be real. And, even just like walking around in the neighborhood, simple things like that. Anyway, so you talked about being human, connected to our humanity. Would you guide us into a meditation to reconnect with our humanness, please?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, what a pleasure. So I'll just invite everyone to, find a comfortable seated position, and just notice like, how is your body feeling in this moment? My words, Jay's words might still be buzzing around you, and simply noticing that with curiosity and kindness, building a relationship with what this present moment looks like, not wanting it to be any different, not fighting it, not resisting it, just allowing it to be. Sensing any vibrations you may be feeling in your body or lack of. Both is normal. Both states are welcome. And if your eyes are open, gently closing your eyes and connecting with your breath, the anchor that can always bring us back, no matter where our mind is, in the future, in the past, in another dimension. This breath can just enable us to align everything, our body, our mind, our emotions. And now at your own pace, take 3 deep breaths. Gentle, slow, deep breaths to calm your nervous system down. And I'm going to lead you into a resilience meditation today. It's a state that is available to all of us. We've been resilient through many, many difficult times of our lives. And now is the time where we can bring back the strengths, the inner strengths that we have, and stay connected with them. Be reminded that we're strong, we're adaptable, we can get through this. Bringing to mind a memory of your recent past, maybe not right now, like during the time of coronavirus, a year ago, when you experienced some difficulty in your life. Maybe it was a conflict you were having with someone, or a mild illness that you were facing, or a loved one was facing. Just recalling that memory and experiencing it. What was it? When did you experience it? What was the difficulty present in that moment? Just not judging that to be right or wrong, simply being present for any sensations that may be coming up for you, or any feelings or emotions that may be arising. Allowing your mind and your body to be a mesh and allowing it all to just simply go through you. If you're facing any mild difficulty, reconnecting with your breath and breathing in deeply all the way down to your belly. And exhaling fully at your own pace. Noticing your body shifting to relaxation. Now, building a relationship with this, the difficulties that we face in life are momentary. They come and they go. We can observe them rising and fading away, just like the clouds in the sky. Becoming an observer of that difficulty. With each incoming breath, energizing your body. And with each outgoing breath, relaxing your body, dropping your shoulders, relaxing your hands, relaxing your toes. Now inviting some self-compassion for yourself, knowing that even though that difficulty doesn't exist anymore, you experienced it, you endured through it, you've lived through it. Wishing yourself some kindness in this moment. Maybe inviting some well wishes for yourself. May I be free from pain and suffering. May I be loved. May I experience mental peace and ease. May I be healthy. Any other wishes that may be coming up for you, for yourself. Connecting with your breath. You're still feeling some mild difficulty, maybe make a fist with your right hand or your left hand. Really hold it tightly, as tight a fist you can make. And take a breath in. And opening your hand gently with exhalation, allowing all of this tension to just fade away. Now bring to mind someone you love and you really care about. Maybe a family member, a pet, a neighbor, a colleague you haven't been able to see in person for a long time. And allow some wishes to come up for them because they have navigated difficulties in their life as well. And they're continuing to do so with the current challenges we are all facing as well. Sending some kind wishes. May you be well. May you be happy. May you have all the resources you need to navigate through the difficulty of this time. May you be free from pain and suffering. I'm bringing to mind all the people who have joined this call today, this live stream, people we can see or not see with our eyes closed. Just wishing all of the people on this call to be happy. May you be happy. May you have all the resources you need. Friends, family members, food, fresh air to breathe, kindness. Whatever you need, be available to you. May we all be healthy. May we all find inner peace and mental ease. Now, if you can, just expanding these wishes to everyone on this planet. Doesn't matter you know them or don't know them, the good people or bad people, doesn't matter. We're all facing this complexity in a similar way. Wishing them well. May you all be healthy. May we all be free from pain and suffering. May we have all the resources we need to navigate through this difficult time. And sending some healing wishes to the planet itself. May the planet be healthy. May it continue to thrive, for us to thrive living on it, and for the future generations to thrive who are going to come through and live through these times. Just taking a minute in silence to just expand your well wishes to anyone who needs it, including yourself. Gently inviting your attention back to your room that you're sitting in, feeling the touch of the air on your body, on your face, hearing any sounds you may be hearing, even just the gentle hum of the fan or the heater. And just being okay with whatever your senses are experiencing right now. And going back to the anchor of our attention, our breath, taking a deep breath in and fully exhaling. Expressing gratitude to yourself for taking this time to connect with yourself, to find the peace within you. And now expressing gratitude to everyone who made this space available to you today. Maybe family members who may be watching the kids, folks at work who may be waiting for you to join them soon over video calls. for this community that showed up today to be in this session together. And as you feel fulfilled expressing this gratitude, you can become aware of your body and your breath. And at your own pace, gently open your eyes. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity. Thank you, Jay. And I'll pass it back to Jay.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Oh, feels so light and soft, and so much gratitude for these practices and these exchange and this community we've created. Just even as a daily meditator, it's so enriching to be able to do this in a sangha, in a community of people, and have a different perspective on the meditation, like we've been doing here every day. It's a different voice, it's a different angle to it, it's a different tradition we're practicing. So this resilience meditation was beautiful. Thank you. So folks, I invite you to please think of any questions you would like to ask Ruchika. We have about 17. She has to leave a few minutes before she has a meeting after this. So we have a question already, which I'm going to read to you. Diksha's asking how really to manage 2 full-time jobs, 2 under 4-year-old kids in a family in lockdown while cooking, cleaning, and doing laundry, etc. Yes, there is a lot of time for us in lockdown, which I'm very grateful for, but how can we navigate different responsibilities best in this time and all at the same time?
Sorry, the name of the person who asked the question is Jay?
Diksha.
Diksha. Hi, Diksha. You know, the funny thing is that my son was actually like almost going to break the door down as I was listening to that question. So sorry, I missed your question. He's gone away. I'm sure he will be well taken care of.
Do you need me to repeat the question?
No, I think I got it. It's like, how do you manage everything, right? It's like, I think it's a test for all of us to expand, you know, like I grew up in India, and my mother used to pray to Durga Ma, right, in India, who had like 10 hands. And I don't know, like it was just amazing to kind of just see that goddess. And I feel, you know, we're asked to be those gods and goddesses right now, and, you know, really like do what we can. Um, the way I am managing it is like, you know, just really dropping all the perfectionism that we want to achieve. Perfect employee, perfect mother, perfect wife, perfect colleague, perfect friend. I think it's just, you know, whatever we can do and provide for our family right now, and ask for help when we need it, and allow people to help. You know, I've realized like sometimes I am so type A about like getting everything done, cooking all the meals, that I don't create enough space for my husband to help out. And there has been days like where I just could not, because I had back-to-back meetings. And, you know, the lunch was served that day. My daughter helped out. My husband made amazing fried rice that we all loved. So I will also just really reminding myself to get out of the way. Gosh, right? Like I feel I can do everything, but I don't need to do everything. So I have to remind myself we can do anything. We don't need to do everything. And just letting it go, you know, just small shifts in our mind can actually help us be more present and be more open to the possibilities and help that's available around us. I hope that helps. It's no perfect answer, but we're all trying.
I think it's a great answer. I think part of where we take on the stress of responsibilities and exactly what you said, that just because I have this idea of perfection, you know, and I, you know, thank you for this. I suffer with the same thing. Even whether it's this webinar, you know, I try to get everything because, you know, that's my training, you know, it's been my practice. And, you know, at my work in the past, it's that thing that, you know, you're that high achiever and you want to bring that to every aspect of your life. And that's where the stress kicks in. And what you could do, like you said, sometimes just even letting it go. Gosh, people will be happy to pick up with it and run. And the thing is, like, I want to do it perfectly. And you would probably, I have lots of conversations with I have an assistant who helps me with these things. And, we get into these things about perfectionism. And she's like, Jay, chill. So, no, this is, I think,
Yeah.
absolutely perfect thing. So, while I'm waiting for other questions to come up, I'm curious, do you have any tips that you've gathered in this time and even before this COVID-19 time? Just 3 tips for well-being.
Mm. I think it all stems from awareness, first of all. So you really like make a practice to increase your awareness. It could be meditation, it could be journaling, it could be talking to a friend who is not going to give you unsolicited advice, but could be just a great sounding board of like, how are you feeling? I'm hearing you say that you're feeling this way today. Can be really helpful to hear back. And I think well-being tips, take care of your body. Again, my grandma used to say, your body is your temple. You got to take care of it, otherwise it is not going to give you or anybody else the results you want. So when I say body, I mean the physical health is so important. So getting enough sleep, um, during the sleep hours, not staying on your technology or binge watching Netflix could be very helpful. Not looking at news could be very helpful before going to bed. Eating good food, not grabbing a bag of chips, every time the hunger kind of strikes. Sometimes we have to do it, and then let's just do it. Eat a PBJ sandwich. It's great. And also exercising. Some of us are able to go out for walks. Some of us are not able to go out for walks. There are great YouTube videos. Just put one up. That's like how I actually end my work day. 4:30, I close my laptop down and then spend half an hour with my kids and then involve them in exercising with me on a YouTube funny dance video. Just get some blood circulation going. Take care. So that's basically it, right? Like just the basic 3 things, if you could get in order, is like eat right, sleep right, move right. That could be very, very helpful and foundational for your emotional health, for your mental health, for your social health as well.
Fantastic. Great. So I have a question here from Adriana. She says, can we ask in our meditations, the COVID-19, the disturbance of the bad things to go away, evolve and disappear?
um, let's see. The I've tried that, like turning my back towards difficulty. And what I've realized, Adriana, is like it actually just becomes bigger. And it comes with practice. It's not easy to face the fears or the difficulties in our lives. But, as you go deeper into your own meditation practice and really stand in front of what you're so fearful of, in my experience, what I've realized is that it just starts to settle down. I've realized like a lot of it comes from my past experiences that lend itself to becoming even bigger fearful experience when a new difficulty comes up. And so really inviting myself to say like that was an event in the past and it has passed, and now here we are in this new time, and which is also going to become part of the past very soon. How do I interface with this feeling? And then also having that connection of like, where am I feeling this fear? Is it in my heart? Like really then gently sending, kindness to your heart, to your body part. Like sometimes it comes up for me as a backache or a shoulder ache, so just really gently massaging yourself and allowing that difficulty to be welcomed. You know, there's this saying that I heard, like, whatever we resist is going to persist. So, yes, you can try that, like, fear go away, COVID-19 go away, but we know it that it's not in our control. We didn't invite it. We are not going to know when it's going to go away. To be realistic, we can just build our relationship with it, with that, and also with other things that bring us joy and harmony in our life, the things that we can control and influence. For example, exercising, sleeping, meditating, eating good food, watching good TV shows, anything, or talking to a friend that can just bring, a lot of excitement and joy in our lives. So making those conscious choices is my way to go, and I invite all of you to do that as well, rather than putting on your boxing gloves and fighting with the fear or things that are not in our control.
I think that's such a beautiful, practical advice. What's really interesting about this, Ruchika, is that you are sharing tips from the ground reality of running a household and obviously, a high-strung corporate career. And I just want you to know, I want to acknowledge this, that you are such a unique gift to this community that we've created. I have not had another mother on the show yet, right? B, 98% of the people watching right now are mothers. so this is perfect. So you see, as I'm listening to you, I'm like, wow, how can we miss this completely? I'm so grateful that you're here and you're able to cover that blind spot, that we hadn't had so far. So I just want to say I'm so grateful. So in summary, so the three things I take away: well-being equates to how much you invest in conscious choice around eating well, sleeping well, and moving well. Thank you for that. So a quick announcement I'm going to make for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a really interesting person. This is a guy who has worked as a right hand to President Obama during his 2 terms as a president in the White House. And he's currently running Obama Foundation. He's the CEO of Obama Foundation. So please join me tomorrow, same channel, same time, to have a conversation and meditation with David Simmons, who's going to join in from Chicago. Until then, take care, be well, be positive, and I'll see you soon.
Great. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. What a pleasure. Be well, take good care.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.